What's up with it, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Honcho, and I'm back with a brand new video for you. Alright, man, so today let's talk about Miami Dolphins cornerback Xavien Howard, okay? Now, last night doing my live with the homie Raid the Tape, which is a great live. Thank you again to everybody who showed up and supported and continues to support the channel. A lot of people were asking us about Xavien Howard, and I didn't really want to touch on the subject just because I didn't have a lot of information. I guess a lot of stuff was coming out during our live, and I just didn't really have any background knowledge of the situation, so I didn't want to just talk about something that I had no idea of what was going on. So now today I just want to touch on the topic a little bit. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but just out of respect to everybody in the chat last night that was asking the questions and wanted to know my opinions on it. I mean, it's simple. Look, Xavien Howard requested a trade from the organization, and what me and Ray were talking about, Ray kind of felt like we don't want a guy on our team that's trying to force his way out of another situation, but me and him both kind of agreed. Not agreed because we didn't really talk about it too much, but once we kind of saw more of the details, we kind of had a different perspective on it. And I mean, this is a guy who just felt like he doesn't feel valued. He's a guy who not only, it's not like he wanted a new contract just for new money and just wanted to be greedy and all these other things. I mean, rumor has it that he actually just wanted the Miami Dolphins to move money around rather than coming up with a new deal and a new trade in just all general, right? Like, he just wanted them to kind of move some money around for him. He said he doesn't feel valued, and honestly, in this game, in the NFL, when you're putting your life on the line every weekend, game in and game out, you got to feel valued by your organization. So I completely understand where he's coming from. But when you're talking about what he brings to the table, I mean, this is a guy in 4 years that has 22 interceptions. This is a guy who last year had 10 interceptions. So he would immediately be our CB1, which would be a perfect scenario for the Raiders, because I always felt like in a dream world that Trayvon Mullen would be your CB2. He'd be your number 2 corner on the backside, and you would have a better corner as your CB1. So I definitely think he would become our best cornerback. He'd probably become our best defensive back overall, period. But, I mean, he's my type of corner. He's my type of corner. I mean, he's straight coverage, straight dog. He's a guy you put out there on the island. You don't have to worry about it. He's a man-to-man specialist. He's great in press coverage. And he can just go get it, man. He can just go get it. He's not known for being the super tackler, getting all the tackles and stuff like that. But you know me, I don't care if my corners make a whole bunch of tackles or not. I want them to cover field. I want them to be able to cover grass and stick to their man. So, I mean, obviously, this would be a great fit for the Raiders to have a guy like that come in, add some credibility, and be an anchor of that secondary, especially with our secondary being so young. That'd be a good look. I mean, he's not that old himself. I think he's only 4 years into the league. He also has great recovery speed. If you watch any of my videos talking about DBs, you know how I feel about recovery speed, because receivers are going to beat DBs, whether it be from mistake, whether it be from just blown coverages, whatever the case may be. But when a DB has recovery speed, who can make up a mistake, erase a mistake, or erase separation that a faster receiver may get on him, that's definitely what I love. So when you talk about the recovery speed to be able to erase mistakes and separation, you talk about the fact that he's a press coverage dog, like he's a man-to-man specialist. When you talk about the fact that he creates turnovers, I mean, I think there's 5 guys that are paid more than him at cornerback, and when you combine those 5 guys together, I think they only had 8 interceptions combined. He had 10 alone last year. So, I mean, this is a guy that can go get you the ball. This is a guy that can definitely make a difference for your defense. But with all that being said, I just don't see it happening for the Raiders. I just don't see it happening for the Raiders because I just don't believe that they're in the market for a high-end cornerback, right? I think he'd be $15 million. Like, that's what he's getting right now. It's $15 million a year. I could be wrong about that, but I just don't see it happening. When you talk about we didn't go draft any corners, we bring in Rasul Douglas and Casey Hayward. You talk about they passed on Sherman, and, you know, I pray for Sherman and everything goes well for him and works out with him and his family situations. You talk about Brian Poole. You talk about they didn't go get Hooker when we thought we needed a safety. So I just don't think they're in the market for a high-end piece like that. And I honestly don't think Miami would trade him. I think they're going to have to figure it out. I think they're going to put a contract together. They're going to figure it out. He's not the type of guy that you just let walk out the door. I just don't see it happening, man. I would be totally surprised if Miami actually traded him. I think he's pissed off right now, and I think he'll get with the organization, get with the front office, and I think they'll work it out. I know he requested a trade, but he's just showing his frustrations, and honestly, I would too if you feel like you're not being valued in your situation, especially when you put up those type of numbers. But for me, I just don't see it happening. So get down in the comments, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think there's an opportunity for him to become a Raider? Do you actually think Miami would trade him? I don't want to spend too much time talking about it because he's not a Raider. I don't even think he's a potential Raider. But just out of respect to everybody who was in the chat last night, we had over 415 people in there, and I didn't get to this question, so I just wanted to talk about it for y'all. But if you like the video, like the video. If you like the content on the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. Both are at Raider Honcho. Check out RaiderHoncho.com. And don't forget, man, keep tuned in, keep posted, stay posted, do whatever you got to do to stay familiar and updated with the channel, because that Raider Honcho pregame show is coming to you very soon, every game day, and it's going to be lit. So until the next time, man, Raider Honcho out.